Hey everybody, Ed Diaz here. I've been getting a lot of great questions lately on how do I use an external MIDI keyboard with my Fantom. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So first off, I want you guys to take a look. I'm going to press my menu button and I'm going to go into my system and look at my MIDI. Here's how your MIDI should be set up. One key thing that even I was messing up on, and I had to get help from my friends at Roland, specifically Roger. He helped me out with this, and I was having a dodo moment. Make sure the keyboard switch is off, and I just factory reset my keyboard to make sure everything was set to go so I could show this to you. So make sure that remote keyboard switch is off and all of this stuff is on. Okay, very easy setup. Now, here's what we're trying to do. Now, a lot of times we're using workstations such as the Fantom G or the FA and even the Jupiter 80 and the Jupiter 50, even though they're not workstations, they're straight up synths. We have 16 channels a lot of times to work with, 16 MIDI channels. Now, when we do a lot of layers and splits, and I'm going to go ahead and find a free area on here so we can create one. Let's say we create a layer and split, and we only use maybe 2 to 4 MIDI channels to create that layer. Well, what happens to the other 12? Remember, there's 16 MIDI channels. Do they go wasted? Okay, or all we have is this keyboard, and we might have a MIDI keyboard lying around. I'm using the Roland A500 Pro MIDI keyboards. Great, I love mine. Rather than having these MIDI keyboards sitting around, we can integrate them with our bigger keyboards. Now, how we're going to do that, like I said, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to have our Fantom G in this example control 2 sounds here that are going to play in the key bed, and then we're going to have the Fantom G supply extra sounds to the MIDI controller all at the same time. So check this out. First off, I'm going to go into my Fantom G. We'll leave that MIDI channel, that part, to 1, and then let's go ahead and choose another sound real quick. Let's use this one, Blues Percussion 1. Now I'm going to go into the next part, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a nice string. Okay, and let's choose one more. I'm going to go into here and maybe choose some kind of voice right in here. Okay, great. So I have that set, maybe Morning Star. So let's take a listen to these sounds inside the Fantom G. So piano, blues percussion, organ, sweet strings, Morning Star. Now watch what happens here. If I go MIDI out of my A500 Pro, MIDI out into MIDI in of the Fantom G, I'm already set to go. Now, only thing I have to make sure is that my MIDI controller is not in Omni mode. Make sure it's not in Omni mode because it's going to be firing those messages on all 16 channels. So we want to make sure Omni mode is off. Now, inside the A500, A300, A800 Pros from Roland, all you have to do is press the ACT button and the left arrow at the same time, simultaneously. And I'm going to use my value dial here, spin to the right, to system setting, press the volume knob dial down, and then I'm going to spin again, and I'm going to go to Omni, press the volume dial knob down, and make sure it is set to off. Okay, now that that's done, I'm in the section where I can go ahead and adjust MIDI channels live. Now listen to this. I'm on MIDI channel 1. There's a piano. MIDI channel 2. There's the organ, MIDI channel 3. String, MIDI channel 4. And there's the voice. Now this is really cool. I'm just showing you this way because now look what I could do. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and say, hey, I want to have that piano on the top keyboard, but I have my external keyboard set to MIDI channel 4. Now I have a nice piano right here, and then I can have a nice string up here. Nice voice. And the Fantom G is supplying both of those sounds from its engine. Now watch this. Let's say on the Fantom G, I want to have in the key bed from the Fantom G, I want to go ahead and let's put the strings and the Morning Star in the key bed here. So they're locked in here. Now let's say I want to go into my external, and I want it to supply other sounds to the external keyboard. And let's use MIDI channel 2. Now I'm going to go in first off, and I'm going to pick a couple of lead sounds just so we can hear. And let's pick maybe the unison lead right here. We'll pick that, and I'll let you hear them in a second. And let's pick one more lead, and this could be kind of cool. Maybe a square lead. All right. Now, I'm not going to turn these on in the key bed. I am not going to turn them on. What I am going to do is I'm going to go into F3 part view, and I'm going to go over here. It says level pan. I'm going to make sure that these sounds are on MIDI channel 2, both of them. And then these right here, they're both in the key bed, so that's fine. But now when I play MIDI channel 2, it's playing both of these guys. So that's pretty cool. Let me show you that again. So I just chose the two sounds on MIDI on part 1 and part 2 and assigned both of them to MIDI, the receive channel, to MIDI channel 2. And then if we want for fun, let's go ahead and put there we go, sweet strings on 3 and that one on 4, but they're already locked inside the key bed of the Fantom G, so no matter where I'm at, they're gonna play. So, and as long as my MIDI controller is set to MIDI channel 2, you will hear that. Put it on MIDI channel 1, nothing. MIDI channel 2, both of those leads. MIDI channel 3, just so you can see, will be the sweet strings. MIDI channel 4, just the voice. MIDI channel 5 will be the piano. So that's a cool trick I want you guys to just try out. This can be a great way to expand your rig without a lot of money. So if you have a FA06, FA08, a Jupiter 50, any of the Fantoms, this is a really cool way to use an inexpensive MIDI controller to expand your rig. Very easy to do. You guys take care, and I hope it helps you out.